Welcome to my unboxing of the Legion Phone Duel, a device created by gamers with gamers firmly in its sights. Let's get into it. So here you have the box. You can see there's a nice kind of iridescent shimmery color on there. Other than that, it's quite plain. 16 gig RAM, 512 gig storage. So a really nice looking box actually. Again, the same kind of color reflective design is going on there. Looks like circuit boards. That's the only way I'd describe it, but it looks really nice on the box. Inside you got the Legion logo there as well. There's a little bit of a statement here. It says stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. I like it, it's bold. There we got the SIM tool tray. There is a silicone case inside. It's good to have. A USB-C to 3.5mm headphone input. Let's get that to the side. A quick start guide, handy. And something in Chinese. I don't know what that says. I'm assuming it is some kind of warranty information, but it's in Chinese, so I can't read it, but I'm sure it's useful. We have two USB-C cables, and there is a special reason for that, which we'll get to. And a charging brick. Ooh, hefty charging brick there. And we will get into that as well as we talk through the phone. So that's all that's in the box. There's nothing else, I believe. Nope. But I like that. Sound effect is cool. And it's slightly, it's magnetized as well, which is nice. Neat touch. But yeah, let's put all that to the side and take a look at the device. That is such a nice sound. That new phone feel. So it's quite a hefty device. But I love the finish on it. It's really kind of cool to the touch. Feels really well made. A little bit of a fingerprint magnet with the reflective surfaces, but again, it says there stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. You got the Lenovo Y logo on the back as well, and two dual cameras, a 64 meg camera and a 16 megapixel camera on the back there. I really like the way it reflects and refracts light. So as I move it around, you can see how it bounces the light off, and you've got a kind of, again, a really beautiful effect on there. Kind of reminds me of the X Factor logo actually. That's not subtle, but I like a phone that makes a bit of a statement. Again, like I said, it's a bit hefty, but very comfortable to hold. And this is what it looks like with the case on. So you can see it does a good job of protecting those corners of the device. To save time, I've already set up my game so we can just get straight into Call of Duty. I can show you guys a little bit of a sample how it looks. As you can hear, the speakers are quite loud.
Outside for the lead. Taking the lead. UAV recon ready for deployment.
Let's turn the music down for a second. So as you can see, the Legion Phone Duel is packed full of headline grabbing specs. To start, it has the latest Snapdragon 865 Plus processor, which is the first of its kind to have upgradable GPU drivers. It also comes in 12 or 16 gig RAM versions. I have the 16 gig RAM version, and in terms of storage, it has 512 gigabytes onboard storage. There is no expandable storage via micro SD slot though, but I do think 512 is quite a lot, especially when you consider that a lot of the gaming services that are coming online will be streaming anyway. And for the display, it has a large 6.5-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED screen with a refresh rate of up to 144 Hz. Now that is amazing for games that can handle that. At the moment, there aren't too many, but you can use 60 Hz when you're just using the phone in your daily use, but you can up that by 90 or 144 Hz whenever you want that as well. Now on the back of the device, you can see it has RGB LED lighting, and it offers seamless desktop gameplay for use with a mouse and a keyboard, or even a wireless controller via USB-C or Bluetooth technology. Now, of course, battery life should be a concern when you've got a device that claims to do so much under the hood, especially that 144Hz refresh rate. And then you've got the RGB lighting on the back, of course. There are 2,500 milliamp hour cells on either side of the device. And there's also two USB-C ports that offer 90-watt turbocharging, which is a really, really unique setup. And you can get 50% of your charge in just 10 minutes, which is absolutely crazy. This is, I mean, I don't like to be worried about my battery life, but if I know I can get 50% with just 10 minutes, you really don't have to worry about your battery life anymore. And you've got 5,000 milliamp hours combined with those two batteries set up. These days, it seems like gaming phones are a hot trend. Gaming has completely boomed, especially with lockdown and everyone being stuck indoors. More people are into gaming now. So this is becoming quite a competitive market. But for that reason, Lenovo has given this some neat tricks to give it a slight edge over its competition. And one of those unique features are the ultrasonic Y triggers that sit on the shoulder of the device, as an LT or RT button would. And you can customize these to map wherever you want them on the screen. So when I'm playing Call of Duty, I've mapped the R trigger to match my shooting and the L trigger for reloading. And for me, I find that it gives me a huge advantage over people just using regular mobile phones, because they're having to do everything just with their thumbs, whereas I've got extra control here and can still move about quite freely. So for me, it helps me dominate in ways that I don't think you can, other than using a keyboard and a mouse. You can customize these buttons to represent a single tap or for rapid fire, so up to 10 taps per second. Not all games are compatible with this, but it's a neat trick for games that are. Now, initially I did think that this might be a bit gimmicky, but having used it with the haptic feedback with the customizable mapping, this for me is a feature that takes gaming on a phone from casual to competitive. Another really cool feature about this device is it has, as you can see, there's no camera cutout or camera in the front facing. So if you're going to stream, how are you going to be able to see yourself? Well, Lenovo have a really neat solution for that. If you just tap the camera, it pops up right there, and you can see my face on the screen if you're looking from the above camera. The solution is really clever because it's centrally placed, it's the first of its kind, and it just puts you right in the middle of the action. So when you're streaming, you can see yourself, but you can also dim it slightly. And it also has AI mapping, so it can cut out the background and just leave your face on the screen. I mean, the room's not even that brightly lit, and it seems to be doing an amazing job of seeing exactly where I am and just isolating my body and my head from the rest of the shot. It also uses 4 microphones to cut out ambient background noise and isolate your voice, which makes you a lot clearer when you're streaming. As mentioned before, the Duel is 5G compatible. It's also Wi-Fi 6 compatible, so you should expect uninterrupted gaming, whether you're streaming online or just playing for yourself. To combat overheating, the device has a really innovative dual thermal cooling layer, as well as graphite sheets and a copper layer to help spread the heat so it doesn't get hot under your hand. Its user interface is a treat. Lenovo has skinned the Legion Duel with a custom UI and themes that have been optimized to account for horizontal use, something that often feels like an afterthought when you're using other devices. It offers deep customization options, including the lighting color effect on the Legion Y logo on the back of the device. As you can hear, it has 2 powerful stereo front-facing speakers. I'll just hold it up to my microphone. Reasonably loud. I'll just turn it down a sec. But, you know, if you're using the game in your own space, perfectly acceptable. If you use it in public, you might want to put in some headphones. Don't be that person and annoy everyone when you're on a bus or on the tube. But it doesn't have headphone jacks. As I mentioned, it comes with a dongle, so you can use a USB-C to put in headphones. Also, it has 2 pads that sit just under the display, and they mimic the motion across the screen. It's hard to explain without you having to, you really have to try it for yourself, but in the palm of your hands, if you've got action with a compatible game that's going from left to right, for example, the screen will vibrate, or the device will vibrate as the action moves across. It's a really interactive, immersive feeling when you're playing. Now, if you have time to be taking any pictures with all that gaming you're going to be doing, the Legion Phone Duel does have 2 cameras on the rear. It has a 64 megapixel high resolution sensor and a ultra wide 16 megapixel sensor, which offers a 120 degrees field of view. So that's a decent setup for taking pictures. As I mentioned at the top, this device does come in red and blue, and there are 12 and 16 gigabyte RAM options. As I said before, I've got the 16 gig RAM option, and if it's me personally, my money, I'm going hard or I'm going home. So I'd go for the 16 gig version. I'll put the pricing in the description. So if you have any comments or questions, please put it down in the section below. Check out my Instagram, also GadgetsJON, because I will be sharing some images of the Legion Phone Duel on there as well. Otherwise, thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys for taking the time. See you guys in the next one.